Hi, this is Ms. Schnettler. I just wanted to make a quick video on how to read Skyward and also how to navigate Canvas and read the Canvas grades area as well. There is parent access, but I know that there have been some issues with gaining parent access. So if you don't have it, students can always show you their Skyward on their laptops. Once they're in there, if you go to the gradebook option, that is where you will be able to see all of their grades for different the different classes. Do be mindful up here, it says missing assignments. This is not always accurate. Skyward will sometimes mark assignments as missing when they are not. So it's okay, at least in my class, to reach out to me to ask questions if it's missing. You can also check in Canvas. It can be a little bit more clear, or even better, just checking the specific course. So if you come down here, you have some display options. You want to make sure that you have current grades selected. There are some other options available, but current grades is going to give you the most information with the least distraction. Then over here next to the course, there's a little downward facing arrow. If you click that, it will open up the assignments for that class. You can also see here, it will show you the next 10 if there are more than 5 assignments in that class. Sometimes when you first open this, if you don't know about those options, then it will look like nothing's listed, like you can't find the information that you need, but it is there. You just have to open up those options. So you can also come down here if you want to look at any past progress reports or report cards. Instead of going to gradebook like normal, you would come down here to academic history, and academic history is going to show you progress report 1, report card 1, progress report 2, report card 2, so on and so forth, for all of the classes. So next is a crash course in Canvas. It's going to have more detail than Skyward because there's more to it. Skyward is basically just where grades live, whereas Canvas is both the online classroom and a place where you can check grades. I know in my class we use it almost daily, so all of the kids know how to sign in, they know how to navigate, they know how to access directions and turn in assignments. Most assignments and materials will be available there. I also include rubrics and notes on assignments that are graded, and students can always ask me assignments about questions from home through email. And the Canvas homepage has my contact info, my syllabus, and more. So when you first sign into Canvas, this is what they're going to see first. I do want to specify here that I am using pictures from a student's computer, so that you can see what it actually looks like when students are looking at it rather than the teacher view. So this is what students would see when they come in. This is from my previous school. This school doesn't have announcements that come onto Canvas, but any other things, like we recently had a student government election, those kinds of announcements will all be on Canvas. Once the student has decided that that announcement does or does not apply to them, they can exit out. If it does apply to them, they should click on it and take care of it before they hit that X. Once the X goes away, you can find it, but it's a little bit more work. If you have lost an announcement and they need to find it, I believe you go to the profile picture and then you can go back to global announcements, and there's some other ways to find it, but it's not easy. Over here you can also see classes, dashboard, calendar, inbox. We're going to go over those. So the Canvas dashboard is this, looks like a speedometer, and it has a couple different options. I'm currently showing you the card view. I personally think the card view is the way to go. There are other options, and it's not the default option. You do have to choose the card option, but the card option will show you all of the classes that student is currently enrolled in, no matter what. But if you come over here to the 3-dot menu, you can change it to the agenda view if you want. However, I'm fairly sure the agenda view only shows you classes that have something due that day, so it can be hard to find the classes, which is why I like the card view. They're always up. Students can play around with the 3-dot menus to place the courses in different orders. and that all just comes down to preference. Next, we're going to talk about the calendar. The calendar is amazing. So previously I thought students had to have their courses selected, but I believe that is automatically done for them and they don't have to worry about that. That is a teacher thing. So if the teacher is using Canvas for the assignment, then the student doesn't have to do anything. The assignment will just automatically show up in the Canvas calendar. It's like a planner that writes itself. All you have to do is check it, or all the student has to do is check it. So coming over here once a day, once every 2 days, just lets them know what's going on. Again, this is a real picture of a real student's calendar. This is from last year when we had hybrid learning, so you can see that this particular student has some meetings for Big Blue Button in there, but there are also assignments and they're all color-coded as well. Each color is a different class. The assignments will appear on the due date, so even if it was an assignment that was worked on for 5 days in class, the only day it will appear on is the last day that it was due. And it won't show an assignment if it's not being run through Canvas or if it's a pencil paper assignment in class. However, students can add their own events. So they can just come to any day in the calendar and they can left or right click on it and they can add an event. They can add something to their to-do list. They can add their own assignment. So they can add things in there. They could add chores that they're supposed to do at home. They can add anything they want in there. The next icon down is the Canvas inbox, although it kind of looks like a printer or a fax machine, but you know, that's fine. It can look like that. Here is where students can receive feedback and reminders from teachers, as well as just regular emails if they want to check on something. They can write a new message here. It does involve a lot of pull-down menus. First, they have to select a class, and then they have to select the teacher, which some students do find a little overwhelming or a lot of steps. So another option they have is to scroll over here in their inbox and just find an email that the teacher has already sent them, and they can reply to that. And they can just change the subject so that the teacher knows what the new email is about. I use Inbox a lot when I have done a batch of grading. It's very easy for me to send notices out to students, to all of the students who didn't submit an assignment, or who scored lower than my threshold is usually you got lower than a C, you got a D or an F on the assignment. I'm going to send you a message in Canvas to let you know that that's what happened, and some easy steps on how to fix the grade and resubmit it. Once they're in the class, there are, and this is the symbol for the courses. Once they're in the class, there's another mini menu over here on the side. Every teacher will have theirs set up different. It just depends on what that teacher wants available to the students. This is what I typically have, although I don't normally have News ELA, but it's there. It's fine. So you have your home page. That is where the syllabus is going to be found. Teacher information is going to be found. It's the first page that it's going to come to when you click on that course. So all of that handy information is available for students and parents all the time. This is my old one. This is from my last school, but it gives you the idea. There's generally a picture of me, all of my contact information, a course syllabus, and anything else that I think should be handy and on that front page. The next one down is modules. Modules is where all of the assignments live. Again, different teachers will organize this differently. I organize it by unit. Other teachers will organize it by week or day. But generally there is a consistent organization to how this is done. This is handy not only because the assignments will come in order for the students. This is the oldest one in this module, and this is the newest assignment in this module, and every assignment will automatically list its due date and the amount of points it was worth. If there is no due date or points, then that is not an assignment. It is probably a page or source of information that was used in an assignment or is available there for the student reference. I haven't noticed it as much this year, but there did used to be a system where the students would see a circle and a minus sign if an assignment was late or missing. But again, I haven't been seeing that pop up on their screens this year. Canvas grades. This is another, let me go back a second. This is another option on the side menu here. And there's lots of good information here. So we have the title of the assignment all listed right here. We have the day it was due right here. Late doesn't always apply. It depends on the kind of assignment, whether Canvas will actually mark something late or not. So just because it's not marked late doesn't mean it's not late, but that's fine. I don't take off points for being late, so it doesn't matter. Here in this column, if the student turned it in and the assignment has been graded, there will be a number. That number is the number of points that that student earned on the assignment. The next column over is the number of points possible. So in this particular example, the student got a 16 out of 16, which is a 100% perfect score. On the next assignment, this student got a 4 out of 10, which would be a 40% or F, and I would hope that that student would please go back and redo the assignment. If there is a dash, that means that the student has not turned this assignment in at all. If there is a page, that means the student has turned the assignment. The student has turned that assignment in, but is waiting for me to grade it. If there is a 0, that means the assignment was turned in, and most likely there was a big error with the assignment, like it ended up being turned in accidentally blank, or there was some other issue like that. In which case, let me bring you to the last column over here. This column, if you see an icon that looks like a cartoon bubble, that means the teacher wrote a comment. And that will let the student know. So if this was a 0 instead of a 5, here I would write, so over here in the comment I would let them know, hey, you turned this document in blank on accident, feel free to turn it back in. If you need help figuring out why it was blank, let me know. Over here, if you see the clipboard means that there was a rubric that was used to grade it, and you can see why the grade is the way it is. Why is it a 4 out of 10? Why is this, I do use rubrics on assignments that do well as well. There's just none here. But so normally there would be a rubric here and it would say 15 out of 20, and you could look up and see why those 5 points were lost. If it's a completion assignment, it will simply say 80% of this was completed, 20% was not, or the whole thing was completed, but it was lacking a lot of detail. Maybe the answers were one word instead of sentences, things like that. Or if it's a more in-depth project, it will list all the different things out, and the students can see, oh, I left a picture out, I forgot to write that paragraph. It will all be right there and let them know. And this is just an example of being able to pull open the comment. So the speech bubble you would see here, the comment that I made to this student, and then the rubric, you can see down here what it might look like. This is old. I don't take points off for being on time or not on time this year. And that's it. That's my crash course in both Skyward and Canvas, updated for the 2021-2022 year. I hope this was helpful. Please always feel free to email me. My email is available on the Canvas homepage. All right, thank you so much.